So today
Hey.
we are doing some change up here. So we're going to have Soraya do her first seed germination. And we're doing kind of a little 101 schooling. And we figured we'd do a little live audience because we have quarantine time. So basically this is my little office and sunroom. This is our mom that we work with and our gelato. We've got a bunch of other phenotypes and strains. There's a little mocha right there. Mocha, always part of the process. So what we've done now is, number one thing you want to do is set yourself up before you do anything. See how she's already opening up the sage and we're not ready? So what you want to do is, it's all about proper steps. So first you get your pots out. Second, you get your soil, you put your soil in, then you wet your soil nicely. You don't ever want to overdo the soil. So we're using something, it's an Ocean Forest Fox Farm. It's fully organic, and you can use that on any vegetables. So again, we're just going to do an organic type of mint, basil, sage, onion, sunflowers. Actually, we don't have mint. So our daughter sent this to us as a little care package because she knows I grow and she wanted to see mom growing. So mom is learning how to grow some plants. This is kind of cool, you know. So we've got a little T5 right here. And first and foremost, you want to label. So you label and date everything. Go ahead and grab this, honey. And we've got our sunflower here. We'll do, green for basil. We can do red for sage. Actually, let's do an orange for sage. It hasn't been written on. This is the process that I do every time, no matter what, just because it keeps you organized and it helps the process, When you walk up, you know immediately. I like to color coordinate everything. That way, when you look at it, you immediately know a sunflower. So now what we're going to do is we let them dry, so we'll flip back over, and then we'll date everything at 3:30. So that way, some people have amazing memories. Me, I don't. So I just label everything, I date everything, and that way I don't make mistakes. For those of you that are chronic smokers, write things down, man. You can't document enough information when it comes to this kind of stuff. And then what I do is I'll drop it right in there. And instead of leaving it up, I actually like to push it really kind of far down. That way when we water it, it doesn't move around. It doesn't have any issues. Plus, I don't like to remove them once they're in there, because your roots will grow down around it a little bit, So I just don't like to mess with things. I found that it's better to not have to redo things over and over. Redundancy is something that's really easy to do when you're growing and gardening. So now that we've done this, what I like to do is I'm going to move these to the side a little bit. Now we have this pencil because this is where we can make little indentations to put our seeds. So Soraya went ahead and opened the sage. So now we'll do that. I just work, because a lot of times these seeds are really tiny. So that's why in many cases you don't want to open them or touch them until you're really ready to start putting them in there. And this is kind of the neat thing. So we're at sage, so we'll pull the sage up forward here. And what we're going to do is you want them to be very consistent. That way they grow uniformly, if that's a proper word. Uniformly? There we go. And it doesn't hurt to get about an inch down in there. Again, you want to have a decent hole and a decent depth to give it time to grow nicely. So what we have here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 little holes. And we're going to we'll start on the left side here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now what we will do, so we have 1 in every hole. a little trick. I'm going to talk to Soraya real quick, guys. You always want to look through the phone instead of what I'm doing, because then you don't. I make a bad habit of when I'm trying to video. I accidentally look the wrong way. So anyway, so basically we have now 8 seeds inside of here, and these are all sage. So we're going to add 8 more. So I'm going to do 2 per hole. That way we're kind of guaranteeing 100% success no matter what. And with sage, they grow so well that they don't mind being next to each other and sharing areas, unlike other plants like cannabis or tomatoes or something like that. You know, most people don't crowd cannabis. You know, you want them to be independent. So now we've officially came across, and we have 18 seeds now done. Drop a couple extra in there just because. But I like to have them uniform. That's the key, is uniformity. And that way it's consistent the way they grow. And then what we'll do is everything's inside of there. We'll just barely cover the tops. I like to leave a little air in the hole in there like that, because that way it has room to push. You know, it's a little seedling, and that first taproot, it doesn't have a whole lot of strength. And it makes it a lot easier when you don't compact your soil and push down. So it's nice and wet. So now we'll just move them around a little bit. And that sage is officially done. So now the seeds will take about 3 days. They'll germinate. And after close to about 3 to 4 days, this will shoot up nicely. And we should have consistent growth come up on the sage. Now it's Soraya's turn. All right, so now we're going to let's do basil. Because I think sunflower, we may end up only putting 1 sunflower inside of there because of the way that they grow. Again, you got to think about the type of plants you have. Remember, before we do that, honey, you need to put the holes in there. And when you put the hole in there, you want to move it sideways a little bit. There you go. Yeah. So guys, as you see, it's pretty simple. It's all about just cleanliness, organization, getting everything set up perfectly first, and then executing. Well, thanks, guys. In a few days, you guys will see the results once we get this growing, and this is the beginning of our sage, onions, basil, and sunflower garden. So, all right.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys. Peace, love, happiness. Stay safe.